Hi, everyone. To all of this year's Gold Key, Silver Key, and Honorable Mention winners in the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards, congratulations. My name is Christopher Wisniewski, and I'm the Executive Director of the Alliance for Young Artists and Writers, which is the nonprofit that presents the awards. Today, you're joining a tradition that spans over 100 years, and an impressive group of alumni that includes people like Andy Warhol, Stephen King, Sylvia Plath, Kay Walkingstick, Shabalala Self, Amanda Gorman, and Kinsale Drake. You've gotten here by having the courage to look inside of yourself and express something unique to you, bold, original, creative. It's quite an accomplishment. Today, we're celebrating you, but we know that no artist or writer journeys alone. So to all of the educators, administrators, parents, guardians, grandparents, siblings, family members, friends, peers, mentors who have encouraged you on your journey, thank you. This is a large undertaking that spans all 50 states and Canada. We wouldn't be able to do it without the incredible support of our affiliate partners who run regional programs, as well as our incredibly dedicated staff, our generous board of directors, and the supporters and sponsors whose generosity makes our work possible. To all of you, I extend my deepest gratitude. Congratulations again, everybody. This tradition will continue next year, so for those of you who are in grades 7 to 11, mark your calendars now. Join us in 2027 for the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards by entering this coming fall. Once again, thank you and a huge congratulations.
Next keynote speaker brings illustrations to life with humor, heart, and a healthy dose of chaos in the best way. You know some of his work, from Chronicles of a Lizard Nobody and Hamstersaurus Rex. Today he's joining us virtually with a presentation that is very Tim Miller. You will notice he's sitting in a chair for part of his keynote, well, all of it. Yes, that was his artistic choice, and yes, we support it. Enjoy this wonderfully offbeat virtual keynote from Tim Miller. Virtual Viewer Advisory. The keynote you're about to see contains an illustrator spinning freely in a chair. Please adjust your screen and expectations accordingly. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tim. I write and illustrate children's books. When I was young, I fell in love with Garfield, and I have been drawing ever since. In high school, I got into superhero comics, and I dreamed of becoming a comic book artist. So I applied to art school and went to the New York School of Visual Arts to study cartooning. When I was in college, though, I really struggled a lot because I didn't feel like I was good enough. So I gave up on cartooning and I dedicated myself to drawing and painting instead. After college, I kept making art and working at odd jobs to support myself. I worked at a grocery store, a coffee shop, an art store, and an art museum. Then I decided to go back to college to become an art teacher. When I graduated, I got a job as a museum educator in an art museum and loved it very much. It was inspiring to talk to kids about art and to see them make their work. But then one summer, the museum had to close because of budget cuts, and I was forced to find a new job. I wondered what I should do. Then I thought, what about children's books? So I pulled my portfolio together and I started writing stories. I attended children's book conferences and took children's book classes. I submitted my work to agents and publishers. And even though I got a lot of rejection letters, I didn't quit. I tried to learn from every setback to make my work better. And eventually, it paid off. My work got noticed by an editor, and they offered me a job to illustrate my first book. And that's how I became an author and an illustrator. It was never something I planned on from the start. My path wasn't a straight line at all. There were so many obstacles along the way. But I think that's what art is all about. You meet the moment with creativity and see where it leads. I share all of this with you in the hope that you never give up on yourself as you set out to find your own creative path in the world. Be true to the thing that drives you inside and see where it leads. Thank you.
Up next, we're thrilled to welcome a writer whose works resonates across screens, stages, and communities. Noel Quiñones is an Emmy Award-winning poet and storyteller whose performances bring honesty, energy, and heart straight into the room, even when the room is virtual. He joined us today at an exciting moment in his career with his poetry collection, Orange, on the way. Noel's voice is bold, vivid, and unforgettable, and we're so lucky to have him with us. Please enjoy this virtual keynote from the incredible Noel Quiñones.
Hello, my name is Noel Quiñones, and congratulations to the winners of the Region at Large Scholastic Awards. I'm so grateful to be here and so thankful to the Alliance for Young Artists and Writers for inviting me. I think often of the phrase move fast and break things, coined by the CEO of Facebook as he and many others in the Silicon Valley tech boom that has led us, in some part, to our technologically dependent and socially divided country. I've been guilty of living by this phrase. I was born and raised in New York City to a family, to a culture, to a city that believed very strongly in moving fast, in breaking things as long as it meant you were successful, made money, and racked up as many accomplishments as you could. As I started high school and began writing and performing spoken word poetry, I carried this belief with me. Those 4 years were a blur. I filled multiple notebooks with poems on my 2.5-hour train ride to school and back, competed in every poetry slam I could, and submitted my poems to any journal or magazine that would take them. After my parents got over the shock and disappointment of my desire to be a poet, they too told me to move fast. If I was going to be a professional poet, then I needed to be the best professional poet. They pushed me to find internships, fellowships, and scholarships in poetry. And you know what happened? I got rejected over and over and over again. I never won a poetry slam. I never got my poems published anywhere. I never won any awards. And I never got a fellowship or a scholarship for poetry. But looking back, at no other time in my life since was I more energized, more passionate, and more in love with poetry than that time. I was so happy to be in the room, watching poets, talking to poets, learning from poets. I was building community, connections, relationships that set the stage for who I am today. Yet, I moved so fast that I broke some of these connections. I broke myself, most of all, by setting these ridiculous and harmful expectations and choosing my art over others and choosing my art over my own personhood. Unfortunately, it would take me over 10 years to break out of this mindset. In opposition to tech companies, many activists, community organizers, and indigenous peoples came together in support of the phrase, move slow and fix things. If I have any advice for my younger self, for you today, it is to slow down, to not pressure yourself to make art every single day, to instead spend some of that time focusing on the people that you love who inspire your art, and make sure that if you mess up, if you break something, you stop, apologize, and try your best to fix it. I'm so honored to tell you that this coming May, my first book of poetry, Orange, will be published with Cav & Carey Press. When I told my mother this, she started crying, and she said, I always knew you could do it, but I'm even more proud of you that you did it the right way. You never talked badly about anyone to get ahead. You always listened when people tried to help you, and you helped others even when it meant your own work had to take a back seat. We are living in dangerous times. In a country that would rather celebrate the individual than acknowledge the community with them, that would rather divide you from your loved ones than let you learn something from each other, that would rather pursue instant and simplistic gratification than embrace the slow messiness of being human. Artists stand in opposition to this. We create opportunities for strangers to understand each other. We reconnect people with themselves, and we remind humanity of what we have in common. Yet, the only way we can do this important work is if we listen to the words of actor Brandon Victor Dixon. You cannot grow as an artist unless you grow as a person. So, today, I'm asking you to move slow. Take pictures, take videos, hug the people who helped you get here. And if they're not with you, text them, call them, and say thank you. Reflect on today, on how it feels, what people say to you about how you got here. Reflect on your family, your friends, your mentors, your teachers, then reflect on yourself. How are you showing up for the people you care about? How are you balancing being a person with being an artist? Then go. Create something meaningful, something powerful, something beautiful, but create it slowly and create it with others. Congratulations again, and thank you.
Hi, I'm Majin Isaac, and I'm part of a team at the Alliance for Young Artists and Writers. My job is to support the network of our regional partners, and I love that my job lets me support the remarkable creativity of young artists and writers through Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. This year, tens of thousands of teens across the US and Canada earned regional recognition for their extraordinary work. A heartfelt thank you to educators, families, and friends who champion these rising voices, and a standing ovation for every teen who courageously shared their art and writing. Now, get ready to be inspired, challenged, and amazed. Here is a showcase of standout regional award-winning pieces.
What an inspiring journey through the creativity and imagination of the 103rd class of the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. Hi, I'm Suraj Gopal, another team member from the Alliance for Young Artists and Writers. My job as part of the tech team is to work on the portal, the org site, and our blogs. On behalf of the entire Scholastic Awards team, congratulations once again to all our regional award winners. We're eagerly counting down to the national awards announcement in March. Our deep gratitude goes to the adjudication partners who generously contribute their time and expertise each year. And to every teen who submitted work, thank you. Your voices matter, your perspectives resonate, and we cannot wait to see how your art and writing continue to grow in the years ahead.